of the all-time veterans and greats and always around, sniffing around the title competition is Ryan the Lion Lilley. He makes his return. I think first time he's been back since the nut shot that was heard around the world. Courtesy of Anthony the Bully Romero. He takes on Joe Murphy, and it's next.
All right, UNF fans, so thank you so much for joining us this evening. We have 2 more fights in store for you. So let's bring out our fighters for our next bout, starting with Ryan Lilley.
That was my favorite calm years of all time. That was my favorite calm years of all time.
Ryan the Lion Lilley, no stranger to action here in the UpNext cage. Great veteran of the sport, 12 big wins in his career, 5 knockouts, 6 submissions, and a decision. Coming off of a loss to Luciano Ramos, but you know, you just talk about the totality of his career out of Bas Rutten's Elite MMA. Got fought in Bellator LFA, had a round 1 head kick in Bellator over James Barnes.
I mean, the guy's fought the who's who, a victory over Andre Ewell early on in his career. Fought Rufián, Stas Cisco, Rivera, Albert Morales, it goes on and on. He weighed in at 139.8, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, 33 years young. He's a striker, and as you mentioned, out of Elite MMA and Bas Rutten's gym.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Favorite fighter, Frankie Edgar. He's as tough as they come, experience in his kicks, his strengths. And one of his KOs was in the top 10. On Sports Center.
That's awesome. So what he's got to do, he's got to keep his range here. Be a tiny dancer. Keep your footwork small. Don't go overcommitted on anything. And just take your time. Don't get overcommitted on something and start to pick your opponent apart.
And please welcome his opponent, Joe Murphy.
Joe Murphy, a great veteran as well. 37 years young, 10-6. 2 KOs, 5 subs, 3 decisions. Coming off of a round 2 knockout of Vince Murdoch, who is now 12-6. So this dude can put you away and put away Luciano Ramos, who recently defeated Ryan the Lion Lilley. So a lot of momentum going on here for Joe Murphy.
Yeah, Joe Murphy's got a victory over Victor Henry. I mean, Victor Henry is a legit fighter. He weighed in 139.6 pounds. He's 5'7", he's 37 years old. He's a grappler. Fight with Classic Fight Team. Look for this kid.
His favorite fighter is BJ Penn. We know his strengths in grappling, and for him, well-rounded, heavy hands, 3rd degree BJJ belt.
Wow,
belt.
that is impressive. That's impressive.
Paul Bunyan, he's got to chop him down. Inside job, get inside, make things uncomfortable, and grind out the victory. Use those veteran wares.
Yeah, if you could grind out a victory against Victor Henry, that's a good thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is set for 3 rounds in the UNF featherweight division, and it's presented by Microminds Organics. Your referee in charge of this action, Rafael Davis. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter with a professional record of 12 wins, 10 losses. 11 of his victories are by way of stoppage. He stands 5'6", weighing in at 139.8 pounds. Representing Bas Rutten's Elite MMA, and fighting out of Thousand Oaks, California, Ryan the Lion Lilley. And his opponent, out of the red corner, a grappler with a professional record of 10 wins, 6 losses. 5 of his victories are by way of stoppage. He stands 5'7", weighing in at 139.6 pounds. Representing Classic Fight Team, and fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, Joe Murphy.
Both guys have fought a who's who. Joe Murphy, some incredible quality wins. He fought in the World Series of Fighting, 6 consecutive wins to start his career. Tough losses against the likes of Terrion Flash Ware, who was in the original, tournament featherweight tournament back when Albert Morales became the first ever champion of UpNext Fighting. And of course, Ryan the Lion Lilley has, just been one of the fixtures of UpNext Fighting. Two high-level guys, two veterans, and you got to think a win here puts you right back into the picture when it comes to championship gold.
Well, that's the thing with Ryan Lilley. He's fought everybody, and competitively. Even his losses, he's been very competitive in his losses, and a couple of bad breaks that went his way. But that's why I'm excited to see him back into his true form.
And not only has he fought everybody, he's trained with everybody, especially all the great fighters here in Southern California, the likes of Chito Vera, Brian Ortega, and former UFC Bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, gotta love TJ, one of my favorite fighters.
Murphy went upstairs early. Ryan the Lion Lilley tried to make him pay for it. Two guys that have been under the bright lights. Blitzing forward there is Joe Murphy.
That landed too.
Yeah.
Yep, it did. Ryan's very methodical in his approach, got a lot of feints, sets up his boxing really well. Shoot a double or a single on you if he's got it for you.
Yeah, both guys are dangerous everywhere. Both guys, can turn your lights out and they can tap you out on the ground. So they're both so comfortable everywhere. I think they're going to try and test the stand-up early, see what happens.
Yeah, they're both pretty poised here, right, Schmo?
Totally. Ryan the Lion Lilley is locked in right now. He's just trying to take as much real estate as he can, inch him forward. But this is a great chess match going on with Joe Murphy too. Great with the counter strikes, great high kick right there, just showing all the weapons.
Yeah, looks like he opened up a little cut over Murphy's left eye too. That'll work well for Lilley down the road.
And for the scoring system too, with damage.
With damage, exactly. Back to Felicia O. She really likes to see that damage as a judge,
we found that out, and a little bit of a measured pace early, and why not? And fools rush in. Both these guys are wily veterans. You make a pivotal early mistake, you'll pay for it.
That's the difference you see with veterans is they don't come out blazing and try and take each other's head off. They're actually looking for openings. They're throwing feints. They're giving information to see how you respond to it. And if you respond the way that they like, they're going to counter you.
Certainly the case, and you also look at the shorts, you see the amount of sponsorship and logos, then you know the veteran leadership is right there, and we're seeing the methodical chess match inside the cage.
Yep, very much so right now. Again, it looks like Murphy's got that cut, but he doesn't seem to be too worried about it.
It's like it's not even there.
Nope.
Halfway home here in round number one. Two great veterans figuring things out.
Yep.
And got the corner of Murphy urgent for more work here. They want to see him flip that switch.
Yeah, but you have to be careful if you get a little too crazy. This is what happens, is that in those exchanges, you get dropped. Nice safe range by Murphy right now. He's trying to find a little bit of distance, see if he can land something. There you go, nice counter kick.
Beautiful timing on that. Echoing off the walls here, Commerce Casino.
Snap.
And a nice counter right hand there by Ryan the Lion. It almost unaccustomed, Schmo.
Good team.
Almost unaccustomed to seeing Lilley, not in the main event. He's gonna have to climb his way back in there.
That's so true. Every time you watch Ryan Lilley fight, you think, oh, this is going to be the fight of the night. This is going to be, the crowd's going to go nuts for him, which they do. Even if it's not a main event like this is a great fight that everybody's looking forward to.
You can just tell everybody's locked in right now. High pressure, high stakes. Good low kick right there from Ryan Lilley.
Minute to go now in the first three scheduled rounds. The Lion blitzing in again.
Yep, just starting to get the sweat broken here, so usually when that happens, that's when things are going to start flying.
You mentioned it's good to see Lilley back in his true form, and it really does seem that way. He seems like he's back to being cool, calm, collected, composed.
Yep.
The veteran that he is, and he's obviously had some tough breaks, as you mentioned, and of course that last fight with Romero. After that shot, walked around looking like he was wearing a cod piece.
I can still hear the sound of that today. I'm haunted by it.
Well, this is a great response, what he's doing right now so far here at UpNext Fighting.
Yeah, nice leg kick there by Lilley. You know,
there's the good feints with the hips again.
It was a great start to the round by Joe Murphy, but then he just kind of slowed the pace.
Showed that veteran wear and tear where he can withstand the punishment early on and then counter of his own and damage, pressure, all things considered. The Schmo has the Lion Lilley up 10-9 after round 1.
I would agree with you, and if you take a look at that left eye, and this corner is going to work on it now, you know, streaming some blood, a lot of redness there. He got caught a couple times.
I think it was a counter right hand that he got caught with to open him up like that, because it was very quick, whatever it was, but that's also why you don't enter into a big firefight too early. Here we go.
You mentioned a great start there by Murphy.
Yep.
Missed with the head kick right there from Murphy.
But Lilley's moving his shoulders, rolling them really nicely right here, looking for an opening, and that might have been the right hand that caught him there.
Nice leg kicks there by the Lion as well.
Beautiful. He needs to land more of those. You need to set more of those leg kicks up. When you start doing those calf kicks, you start chopping away at the tree, like Jonathan said in his notes. This is what you want to do. You chop away at that tree, and then it opens up the head.
Second round coming your way here from UpNext Fighting 25, Commerce Casino. Two great veterans here going at it.
Again, they both come out very measured right now. I guess start putting combos together is what they need to do, Todd.
Yeah, Murphy's corner was asking, you know, for more output throughout the round. I'm sure they were, you know, making no bones about it in between rounds as well. We'll see if he picks up the pace and the output.
But if Murphy can keep landing those body kicks to Lilley, he can get him to drop those hands, which could open up some of those 1-2 combination headshots.
No, you're right. He's throwing good kicks toward the head. Lilley seems to be able to parry him pretty well at this point. But again, you keep going down low, that's what sets up high.
It's been all stand-up thus far, and it's interesting because between the two, they have 11 submission victories.
Yep. Well, as they say, you go into something with a plan, and then you get punched in the face, and you go, you know what? I'm going to stand up here and bang with you.
And maybe both these guys have respect for each other's ground games too, so both can use that and say stand-up is our best path to victory.
Yeah, very well. Maybe this be the point here with these guys.
Working off the jab now is Joe Murphy.
The hardest thing to do here is to remember your combos, your multi-punch combos that you put together. 4 or 5 punch combos ending with a leg kick, whatever it is. That's what these guys need to do, is throw punches and bunches here to open up more offense for themselves.
Right. Leery of the counter shot, though, I think both are as well. And, you know, just aren't going to come in throwing with reckless abandon. Going downstairs, that's been the primary weapon of the Lion.
The Schmo was going to say, Murphy is wearing those leg kicks right now. Look at the redness. That's swelling up right there. How much longer can he stand on legs like those?
Not too much longer. It really gets painful, and then you have to start changing your stances. And if you don't fight out of both stances, it's not very comfortable for a lot of guys.
Murphy, with your knee so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? It's a bright red.
Yes.
Right on cue as well.
Christmas came early here.
We were saying that earlier.
I think so. It has felt like one big gift this entire night.
Yep. Short right hand from Lilley as he came in. This is why you don't come rushing in, because you get countered. Oh, nice right hand again, followed up by a left hook.
Both guys willing to take one to trade two.
Yeah.
Hey, we're halfway through the round, Joe. Let's start getting some numbers out there.
Halfway mark in the second of 3 rounds, and you know, and if you think that the Lion Ryan Lilley got the win in the first round, you know, it might be time to flip that switch if you're Joe Murphy.
Yeah, he's got to come out with a little bit more aggression right now, I think. You know, and not worry about getting countered. Go, hey, if I eat 1 or 2 to get either a takedown, a submission, whatever, then worth it.
Want to call it lackadaisical, but you need more sense of urgency right here, because you can't wait to just leave this up to the judges' scorecard.
Can't be asleep at the wheel here. Getting outgunned thus far, especially those leg kicks, I think have been the difference maker. And now look at that, wobbled there by the Lion, who the best we've seen him look in quite some time.
Yeah, he looks crisp tonight. He looks very crisp. But that little last exchange there, they both threw about 3 or 4 punches each. We need more of that from both of them.
Certainly.
Give him a taste of his own medicine, outside leg kick there.
Yep, but just those are little touch kick. Those are touch. You know, we saw some of the other fights where people were landing big, hard leg kicks. That's what they need right now.
Just want to say shout out to Joe Murphy's cut man, because that hasn't bled that eye all so far in round number 2. Good Vaseline job closing that thing out.
Yeah, the cut men are amazing in this sport. Just unbelievable how they can keep their fighters in, and no matter how bad they
Oh, that stung him. That right hand stung Lilley.
Great right hand there by Joe Murphy, and see if he can capitalize on that momentum. About 40 seconds to work here in round 2.
Lilley still doesn't have his wits completely about him.
No.
Oh my
But
goodness.
he drops him with a jab.
Caught the kick there. Dropped him as well.
Yep. So now, it comes back with a nice 1-2. Oh, and a 2-3.
If you wait, you get caught. You know, the corner of Murphy was saying, do it, don't wait. And then Lilley took advantage and capitalized.
Can't hesitate, game of inches. Here we go. And the clinch good knees.
This is what we need here. Now we're in a firefight. This is what we were looking for, fellas.
Business is picking up here, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Corner wants him to pour it on. Wants Joe Murphy to keep it coming here. Wow.
Whoa, that stunned him at the end, too.
Flying knee out of nowhere there to end the round.
Here's the deal. If Joe Murphy goes for broke, he's dangerous and could finish this fight in round 3. But if he comes out, he's hesitant, Lilley can win this fight.
100%. But
it's anybody's game right now, guys. I got a 1 round to 1 round right now, and that was just what we were talking about from both guys that put a little bit more pressure on right now. Here we go on the replay. Good leg kick right there. Good counter right hand with a left hook. Again, firing straight up the middle. That's when he got hurt.
Off balance.
That was it, Schmo. That one right there.
Game-changing moment for Joe Murphy in this fight.
Yeah.
Great. And we'll see if we catch that knee here right at the end of the round.
Bing. Bing.
Boom.
Out of the clinch, and then there was a flying knee too in the final second. So
Yep.
maybe, I think able to steal that round at the very end was Joe Murphy, but it's
Did
go
you hear
time.
that?
Yes.
His corner just said empty the tank right now.
In French right now, that means go for broke.
Sacre bleu.
Here we go. Here we go.
Both fighters touch gloves. and
On y
this-
va.
The fire has been lit under both here.
Ooh,
Oh,
shoots
boy,
a
shooting
takedown
in.
attempt.
Looking for those knees again there. Joe
Wow.
Murphy.
Look at Murphy come out strong. Empty the tank is what his corner said, and he's not playing around. He comes right out firing, Schmo.
Hey, that right hand in round 2, game-changing Schmoman, if he goes on and does big things and wins this round, maybe winning the fight.
Well, we talked about both guys very comfortable on the ground, so, a takedown could have been just what the doctor ordered if you can get your opponent down and control this third and final round. Both guys jockeying for position. Takedown was in play for both. Looking for the leg trip there was Murphy.
Oh, wow. He's
Down
in trouble.
leg.
He's in a little trouble right here. Lilley that was a big move. Oh, he's got a guillotine. Oh, and he tapped him. He tapped.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Lilley goes for a takedown. Joe Murphy grabs him in the guillotine on the way down. Lilley taps, game over.
Wow. That was unbelievable. I did not expect that.
He set the trap, he set the snare, he caught himself a lion, gentlemen. Got him with the guillotine. Put this thing away.
Wow.
Boy, Joe Murphy will improve to 11-6 and against very tough opposition to boot. But really came on strong at the end of the previous round and then parlayed that. Caught him with the submission. We talked about it. That is the 6th submission victory for Joe Murphy. Maybe a little foreshadowing when I talked about it earlier in the fight, but we're going to look back at it and take a couple looks at how it all went down, because it was on the other side of the cage. Their backs turned to us. Let's take a look. Take us through it here, Chris.
Yeah, here we go. Like, here he's going to set up the guillotine right here. And I thought he was going to overcommit. I thought it might have just been, but look at how deep he's in there. He's got the leg position and everything else, and Lilley is tapping 10-tapper. With the Brazilians, we used to catch us in what we called a 10-tapper. That's what that was.
And we had talked about how pivotal a takedown could be in the third round. And Lilley really invested heavy in that, but got trapped. Got caught in the guard there, guillotine in. Took him to tap down. Boy, another impressive win by the 37-year-old veteran who is like an old classic muscle car, Chris Bruno. He just keeps running better than ever.
That's what my buddy said at my wedding. He said, hey, you and your husband are perfect. And she likes old muscle cars, and Chris is old with muscles.
We're going to head back to the cage and make it all official. This was an entertaining battle between two great veterans.
Whew.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the winner, please give it up for Ryan Lilley and Joe Murphy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, referee Rafael Davis has called a stop to this bout at 55 seconds of round number 3, declaring your winner by tap out from a guillotine, Joe Murphy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner, Joe Murphy. Game-changing moment, second round, that right hand landed. You had all the momentum, went for broke, and when he took you down, you got that guillotine. How good does this all feel?
Oh, so good, man. So good.
How proud of you are you for your performance?
I'm not that proud. That first right hand he hit me with fucking hurt. I was on skates for the whole first round, just trying to catch my marbles. Sorry, guys, for that performance. I could do way better.
What would you like up next for you?
I don't know. Let's wait and see. Hopefully something big.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner. Todd and Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Mo. Well, we talked about it, a bit of a feeling out process between two great veterans, in round 1. Then things really ratcheted up the aggression in round 2, especially with Murphy. And then we thought, well, maybe it comes down to you get a takedown, you grind out that last round and take home the win, but then got trapped in the submission. So topsy-turvy stuff, fun to watch. Great chess match between two great vets.
But that's what happens on a pro level like this, right? The guys come out, they're very measured, they're feinting, they're doing some hip feints as well, throwing out a lot of information at each other to see how the other person responds. A lot of times the crowd doesn't get it, they don't understand it. They're like, hey, why are these guys not swinging on each other?